legislation's effectiveness and how to repeal and replace them. The report found on the Newman legislation was in danger of failing a High Court challenge, but it wasn't resulting in convictions, and it wasn't even anywhere near broad enough. The government planned to replace the anti-association laws, which stopped 3 people police suspect to be outlaw gang members or the associates from gathering, with anti-consorting, which require those to have convictions. It remains unable to answer whether the new legislation would mean gang members without convictions could once again associate, because we have no idea at this current time. I want to see the people who commit crimes to go to prison. That's what I want to see. That's what they announced on Tuesday. I think this was probably, this was yesterday. There's also confusion over whether police should still be able to declare clubhouses as restricted premises. Under the current legislation, senior police can recommend premises a restricted premises. Law enabled then Attorney General Jared Bergel to declare more than 30 clubhouses restricted premises in one day. Not all the addresses are correct, but after amendments, scores of clubhouses were declared illegal in one stroke. So, speaking to ABC Radio, Ms. Stark said Queensland was looking at moving to New South Wales legislation, which, if adopted, will mean officers will have to apply a court if they believe a premises is being used as a clubhouse, which they are putting restrictions in. They're putting restrictions in theirs. We will do it with a different mechanism as has New South Wales, which has seen 20 clubhouses being closed down. Actually, make that 30. So in 20 months, we've seen 30 clubhouses dismantled. There are laws that work for all the huff and puff we see from the opposition, and at the end of the day, we are shifting from one set of laws to another. Yeah, that's what I have a problem with. They're actually changing the laws so often that I just feel like that there should be nothing left in this world. It feels like that there's no purpose of life. You should just boom, kill and die. It's just ridiculous, really, with all these laws that they're bringing in. And we've also got the Liberal government taking over Woodbridge and Kingston are badly affected with this Liberal government thing. The Labor government should be taking over all this sort of stuff, unless if you're very rich. But I believe this is for the good of everyone, because the Labor government does take care of everyone. More particularly those that are like, Lynette Tyler and, all those people, those that get low income too. Because I can tell you that homeless people aren't allowed up on the streets anymore in Brisbane or in Logan City area. Alright, because I found out just one thing already, and I actually noticed this for years. What's actually been going on is that there's a lot of crime happening in Logan City area. It's been going on for years. The government hasn't stopped it. The Liberal government is still keeping it on going. I don't know why, it just keeps on doing it. It's just weird. I don't think that they should be doing this sort of stuff, because this sort of stuff is just what's keeping everyone annoyed and concerned. It's not like the world's gonna depend upon, it's not like the world revolves around all of it anyway. So who should be taking the blame for that? I mean, look, the Queensland laws, right? New South Wales is starting to adopt, because Queensland's starting to adopt New South Wales laws. I don't think that should be an option. I think that should be a different state altogether. I mean, because when Queensland got founded in 1859, right, this was the colony thing, right, but before it was founded as Queensland, it was actually New South Wales, respectively. And then in 1859 and 1862, it was Queensland. There was a small section that I found of Queensland that wasn't added in Queensland until 1862. And that section is now known as part of New South Wales. But in 1862, it was known to be Queensland. And then in 1863, South Australia had claimed rights over the Northern Territory, but when the Commonwealth states began to the conversion into 1911, along with the Australian Capital Territory, South Australia no longer claimed the rights to the Northern Territory. But as you can see here, Queensland laws, New South Wales is starting to become a bit bossy with the Queensland thing now. I don't know why New South Wales would be like that, because these laws that they're bringing in is not enough. I think they've gone way too far with how things go. There's tributes to second old mum killed in a week. Now, we're getting a lot of these. There's a lot of domestic violence happening around the Brisbane area. Ipswich is also affected too. And it says that Michelle Reynolds remembered, which was the Ipswich alleged domestic violence victim. 6 kids have lost that loving mother who gave to anyone in need. And Queensland's second shocking alleged domestic violence killing in less than a week. Friends and family were paying tribute to the authentic and generous Michelle Reynolds on Tuesday, as plans for a tribute began to take shape, and as Snape's hopeful call for family violence reform. Thoughts and prayers were offered online to the Ipswich mother and her beautiful children, even as her 47-year-old partner, Wayne Ashley O'Sullivan, faced Brisbane's magistrates court accused of stabbing her to death in her home. You will be sadly missed, Michelle, by all the lives you have touched. Every smile you gave, every cuddle, and every kiss you gave to the most important people in your life, your adored children. How lucky they were to have such a loving mother. I've got a loving mother too, and she's 59 right now. But unfortunately, that's not the only loss that was suffered in Ipswich area. There was actually someone in Trinta Park that also passed away between midnight and 4 o'clock, and it seems that the woman that he was with seemed to have beat him up throughout the night. Not to mention that this man was actually got a lot of health problems in his life, but it didn't stop him either. He kept going, but it seems that there's one particular woman that might have caused his death to be so soon. I'm not going to say anything else about it, but unfortunately this man passed away just last week. It was on Thursday. It was about 2 weeks ago. It was on the 24th of March. On 24th of March, this was nearly 2 weeks ago. But almost 2 weeks ago, on the 24th of March, between midnight and 4, this man who was 61 passed away while he was asleep. And I'll tell you, there's two particular women in particular that were actually broken hearted about it. One of them used to be in a choir group, and one of them is actually my niece. But I'm not telling you which one. I got 2 nieces. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. You'll probably have to find out for yourself. But yeah, what I'm actually seeing here is that actually one of the family members of mine passed away on the 24th, and that was my mother's ex-husband. But I'm not going to go into details of that because I don't want to get in trouble at all. Because I'll get into trouble if I do and mention any of that. But yeah, that's what happened. So a lot of deaths are happening. I don't know how it's happening. It just is, and it's happening quite often all around us. Doesn't matter where you look. Death all around us. It's just awful to see that when our family members are dying. It's really ridiculous, to be honest with you. It's just not alright. But yeah, this is one of the things that I have to deal with. It's always got to be like this. I don't know why it just can't be good and forget all about it. But I can see that there's a lot of contact numbers that I have to go through. So we're making sure that we can keep in contact. So remember, if you want to call us up for any news that you may have, go to 04847 88080. Sam Wilkes Radio, the home of the best content that you're ever going to see.